connection between these folks at the district level and these folks? What's going to happen between here and here?
The Education Delivery Institute is a nonprofit education consulting firm that specializes in implementation. You know, there's a lot of think tanks in Washington, D.C., but I like to say EDI is the fuel tank. We take great ideas like the Next Generation Science Standards and we actually make it happen. There's going to be a large number of jobs in the STEM fields that will go unfilled if we can't get our students across that graduation line holding a diploma that qualifies them to pursue STEM fields in college and be successful.
Working with districts on planning and on looking at progress and ensuring that teachers get the professional development that they need is really critical. So EDI works with district leaders, we work with school leaders in order to ensure that everything that needs to happen for teachers actually trickles down into the classroom so that they can teach high standards to kids.
Now my big question, how are the 6 of you going to impact the practices of 11,000 teachers?
At EDI, we use a process that we call analyzing the delivery chain. And what that means is we get people in a room to stop and think, who are all the various actors and players along the way, from adoption at the state down to a classroom teacher, that are going to have to be influenced in a positive way to ensure that implementation can actually happen for the classroom teacher.
It also is a working hypothesis for what you think is going to happen so that you can test whether implementation is happening as you have said it should.
The strategy profile is just a good tool because it allows you to think through all of the steps that's needed to successfully implement your strategy. It helps you think through what are those risks that can potentially derail your implementation effort. And it's about being proactive about it, and so things don't catch you by surprise as you're going through your efforts.
The Education Delivery Institute is uniquely poised to help with the implementation of NGSS because of our vast experience with implementation of large-scale education reform efforts in other areas.
I remember sitting there 2 years ago and thinking, how in the world are we going to get there? I could not even envision it, but with the support of all the folks from EDI, we are just miles from where we were.
Not only using the perspective that's available to us through a very talented set of educators across Alabama, we're now able to kind of bring in some of the best ideas from other states through our support that we get from EDI.
Well, a huge part of what EDI helps leaders to do, particularly at the district and the state level, is create a system of feedback loops so that at any given moment they feel like they actually have their finger on the pulse of what is or isn't happening at the classroom level.
We take the expertise that folks already have in implementing the standards and add that focus to it. So our hope is that we can complement the really good work already being done out there.
Really, we're focused on kids. We're focused on helping teachers and principals and leaders to be the best that they can so that we shift outcomes for kids in our classroom and close gaps for good.
And that's what EDI does. We help leaders make those plans and connect the dots so that when you're asking teachers to do something like completely change the way you've approached science education, it actually can happen.